It's the Property First Show, your go-to show for real estate matters. Brought to you from the stables of Babsomo Communications. I'm Layale Oyatogun. Today on Property First Show, we'll be discussing property management with Mustafa Ewinla, making sure your priced property remains an asset and not a liability. Not forgetting you, our great audience. Thank you for staying tuned. To all our social media followers on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+, thank you for the love. If you're not following us yet, then this is the time to follow us at Property First Show. Have you missed any of our previous episodes? Not to worry, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Babsomo Comes. Coming up is our Property Showcase segment. Today on the show, we'll be showcasing 3 different tastefully furnished luxury apartments. You honestly don't want to miss this.
The first of those properties is a 5-bedroom fully detached duplex located in Banana Estate, Alpha Beach, Lekki. Banana Estate is a 10-minute drive from Chevron Roundabout, Lekki. Its special features include very spacious seating and dining room.
This is the dining.
Okay.
So here we have the kitchen.
This is like the wine bar. Oh, okay, I like this. This is different, yes, and very compact.
Fully fitted kitchen.
We have the kitchen.
This is like the wine bar. Oh, okay, I like this. This is different, yes, and very compact.
So here is the kitchen. So everything is fixed there.
Okay, I like it. It's very airy. I like the gas cooker and all of that. And I particularly like the tiles you have here. Nice. The cabinets also look very nice and rich and expensive. Yes, befitting for a 5-bedroom duplex. I really like.
Boys' quarters for your domestic staff.
Okay,
So it's very, very standard. Look at the size of the BQ. Very big BQ.
Oh, even oh, okay. And it has its own bathroom and toilet.
You see a standard BQ like this.
Okay.
4 spacious bedrooms and a master bedroom.
I've seen about 3 bedrooms upstairs.
Like 4, the other one.
Okay, there's another one, 4. Okay. All right, that's
So
fantastic.
1 downstairs, 4 upstairs, plus BQ.
Oh,
That's
fantastic.
why it's a 5-bedroom.
Fantastic.
And so much more.
We've taken you through a 5-bedroom fully detached duplex right here in Banana Estate in Alpha Beach, Lekki. It's such a beautiful place, very spacious rooms. There is a BQ attached to the building with a separate gate. The kitchen is fully furnished. It comes with a washing machine, a store, a CCTV room, a kitchen up downstairs and a kitchen upstairs.
This duplex is going out for 70 million naira. Taking you to one of the Medici terraces located in Nigeria's most exclusive neighborhood, Ikoyi. The sophisticated finishings of this terrace apartment makes you live a life of heaven while on earth. This finishing includes a properly furnished living room.
So this is the living room, the general living room, and as you see, it comes with some furnishings. There's a lounge seat, there's
a dining room, a fully furnished kitchen.
This kitchen is very functional. It comes with your oven, microwave, double the refrigerator, dishwasher. There's smoke extractor, and of course a soft door cupboard.
A family lounge.
This is like a private area for the family because sometimes you want to be downstairs. So since that's a general area, but the family can just sit here.
3 differently furnished bedrooms, including a master bedroom, a study room which can be converted to any room of your choice. Each room has its different closets, glamorous bathrooms.
Here is the bath area. Now let me just point it out that this bathroom was used only high quality Duravid sanitary ware, which is like one of the best in the world. So that's what we used, and of course the chandelier. Like, this is a perfect place to spoil yourself after a long day.
I know.
Exactly.
I like the chandelier. I like everything here. It's different, very cute, you know. Love it. Love this. Can I go home with it?
I don't know how you're going to achieve that, but okay.
A garden.
So it's a green area. You can use it to have a mini garden to yourself. As you can see, other neighbors also they use it for different purposes, train flowers and all of that, because it's very good to have all of that around the house.
A high-tech sound system, smoke detector, a CCTV camera, a video intercom.
Basically, you can watch who's at your door and all of that, and also from the gate. Then there's 24 hours private security guards.
Well-treated non-stop water supply, alternative power source for constant power supply.
24 hours guaranteed. Aside from the
power outage or, you know,
nothing,
blackout or anything like that.
We don't suffer anything like that here. Not at all. So aside from your regular supply from the federal grid, there's also 2 units of 200 kVA generators and a 150 kVA inverter. So constant power supply, uninterrupted. That's always assured over here.
Whoa, the list is almost endless.
This is 50% furnished, but when you want to move in, we make provisions to switch up the place to suit your taste, whatever is going to be good for you. There's also ample parking space outside, so if you have your cars, you don't need to worry about that.
How many cars can I park in front of my house?
You can basically park about 2-3 cars. So I think that's
fair enough.
That's fair enough.
I've gone around the house. It's very beautiful, tastefully furnished. You know, love everything that's
definitely
here.
Do you want this property for yourself? Then call the number 070-341-91491 and then you have all your questions answered. Finally, on this segment, we have a 5-bedroom detached duplex in one of the most sought-after neighborhoods.
This property is located in Centerview Estate in Orchid, a 2-minute drive from the second toll gate, not too far from Seco Mall in Lekki. Salient features of this property include 5 beautifully designed bedrooms with a boys' quarter. It also has a very spacious living room, dining room, and a well-fitted kitchen. Spacious en-suites modern and master bedroom with a walk-in closet, jacuzzi, and shower. 5 sound system speakers attached to the roof for the ones that love music. Treated water supply with an overhead 100-liter water tank. Tight security and electric fence. Water heater for the bathrooms and lots more. This amazing property is going for 60 million naira.
landlord this new year without any hassle. Call 070-3419-1491 for inquiries on any of these properties.
We're going to break right now. When we return, we'll update you on all the happenings in the real estate industry. We'll be right back.
News. Members of the House of Representatives are collaborating with stakeholders in power and construction sectors towards extending the Nigerian Content Act to those sectors of the economy. The Zone 2 Police Command, Onikon, Lagos State, has arrested a 31-year-old man, Agbata Ebuka, for allegedly selling his late brother's property to two persons. The Raw Material Research and Development Council, RMRDC, and Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON, are at loggerheads over the ownership and occupation of an office premises in Lekki. Experts claim that the Nigerian real estate sector had developed at snail speed last year.
That's all we have for you in this segment. Join us next week for updates in the real estate industry.
With the service of a good property manager, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. He's left to ensure the appropriate maintenance is done at the right time. After this commercial break, Mustafa Iwinla will be explaining in detail why you have to maintain the value of that property. Stay glued. Hello everyone, welcome to the interview segment. I have with me a seasoned estate surveyor and valuer, Mustafa Iwinla. Hello Mustafa, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much for honoring me too.
Okay, welcome to the show. Now tell me, let's get straight into it. What does property management entail?
Yeah, property management is a series of activities that is carried out by a professional. And it's more of a direction and supervision of an interest in land or landed properties. Okay. Most times it's always to secure an optimum return, yeah. And sometimes the return might not be might be for money, it might be for prestige, it might be for whatsoever other purpose, but generally it's direction and supervision of interest in land or in landed property with the aim of securing an optimum return. That's basically what property management is.
You know, for the benefit of people who are at home and who don't know, tell us about the A to Z of property management.
Property management, like I said, my first discussion is a very clear task. And it is such an assignment given to a trained person. Most times they call them estate managers. Mm-hmm. A layman calls them property managers. What do they do basically? They are the ones charged to run a day-to-day activities of a real estate, which is starts from tenant selection to establishing rental rates within the locality of the property. They serve as intermediaries. You know, that's the work of a property manager now, or so-called estate managers. They serve as intermediaries between the landlord, property owners, and the tenants in the property. Okay. So at the end of the day, I think the number one function of any property manager, whereby when he or she ceases to do that, I don't think there's anything meaningful he could do before the landlord that will make much sense to him, and that's rent collection. I think when you talk about rent collection, you talk about how you get rent from tenant as I went you, and how you are totally accountable for the rent and the proceedings that comes from that property, which is solely the aim of the investor. For example, when somebody takes all his life savings to build a property, What is he doing that for? He's investing for a long-term purpose. So it is now the duty of a property manager or an estate manager to ensure that the day-to-day activities of that property is done properly, well documented. Most times they call them estate managers. A layman calls them property managers. What do they do basically? They are the ones charged to run the day-to-day activities of a real estate, which is starts from tenant selection to establishing rental rates within the locality of the property. They serve as intermediaries. That's the work of a property manager now, or so-called estate managers. They serve as intermediaries between the landlord, property owners, and the tenants in the property. Okay. So at the end of the day, I think the number one function of any property manager, whereby when he or she ceases to do that, I don't think there's anything meaningful he could do before the landlord that will make much sense to him, and that's rent collection.
Really?
When you talk about rent collection, you talk about how you get rent from tenant as I went you, and how you are totally accountable for the rent and the proceedings that comes from that property, which is solely the aim of the investor.
I know, right?
It is now the duty of a property manager or an estate manager to ensure that the day-to-day activities of that property is done properly, well documented, and a proper account is given to the landlord or the property the investment owner at the end of the day, such that all his aim for investing in that project becomes very achievable.
Can a property developer double as a property manager?
Thank you, Layoli. Honestly, a property developer cannot function as a property manager. Property development is only an aspect of property management.
Seriously?
The fact that as an engineer you are part of the team who builds a plane, it doesn't necessarily mean you can fly it or you can manage it. So you can be a developer who builds houses, yes, but it has to take somebody who is trained in the field of estate and skilled in the field of estate management or property management to understand the nitty-gritty in managing a property, else the investor will run into losses. So it takes somebody who is skilled and trained to manage a property, because there are a lot of things involved. And because of time constraint, we might not be able to go into it in detail. But I tell you, you can be a property developer. It doesn't mean that you can do the work of a property manager. You cannot.
There are people out there who own properties and want genuine property managers or property management companies to handle their properties. How do I identify a genuine property management company or property manager?
What you need to do proper verifications on the property manager or the agent.
Proper background checks.
Ensure that you are 100%. You have all the green lights. When you want to give your property to somebody to manage, I want to believe that there are certain background checks you will have done about that company before you go ahead to consult them. And if not at all, you must have at least gotten a strong referral from somebody before you venture giving your property to that person.
What's the management plan for a property?
When you talk about management plan for a property, it starts from number one thing is tenant selection. You have to draw the plan of how you want to manage that property, and the number one thing you do, find somebody has given me a brief now of a property. This is a property. What are the first steps I need to start taking to ensure that I have a smooth management? Ensure that you get the right tenant. That's one. When you get the right tenant, ensure that you conduct proper routine inspections. That's why what we do basically, we go into the apartment, we write the tenant, we give him a prior notice. We are coming on so date for a routine inspection. You inspect the flat in and out. Where you have issues, get back to your office, do a letter of your observations, write the tenant, copy the landlord, so the landlord knows that you are working. But where some property managers get it wrong, once they put the tenant in the house, they don't go there again until the next rent expires.
What's the attitude of real estate investors towards property management?
We have a lot of real estate investors in Nigeria. They might necessarily not be foreign investors, local investors. They know the value of their investment, and they know that the only thing, they have no other choice but to ensure that they give it to a professional who is trained in that field. We have lots of investors coming into real estate investment on a daily basis. That's why when you move around Lagos, you see lots of estates springing up here and there. Yeah, that's because the reward is there, and people are really getting the value for their money. And for real estate investment, you can never go wrong with it. I can tell you that you can't go wrong with it.
How do you deal with difficult clients and difficult landlords?
When you have a difficult client, let me say from a angle of a landlord now, every landlord, most times, when they talk, they know what they're talking for. They know how much it costs them to build that house. They know where they're coming from. Some of them build those houses on loans. So they don't want to hear any story. The only reason why a landlord who has given you a brief, a property to manage, there's nothing that's going to gain in being unnecessarily difficult to you. It's only because maybe you're not doing the right thing that he expects from you. And number one, you're not managing his house properly. Or, most importantly, you're not collecting rent for him as at when due, which is very important. That's why I said there's nothing a property manager can do. Once you don't get rent for your landlord as at when due, you are incompetent. You are incompetent. Once you don't collect rent for your landlord as at when due from tenants, it's either you are not capable enough, or you are not just well trained enough to know how to manage tenants when it comes to rent payment. Because when it comes to rent payment, tenants can be very difficult. That's when they'll start saying making all sorts of excuses. For example, now I have a tenant somewhere in Lagos. His rent got expired last month. I called him. He said, "Oga, so now it's time for rent. You are calling me. When I called you that my window was not locking properly, you didn't come. When I called you that my water," I said, "But we sent somebody that we fixed it." He said the issue reoccurred again. I said, "When he reoccurred, who did you tell in the office?" He said no, because he knows that he assumed that if he calls the office, nobody will come. I said, "That's the wrong assumption." I told him, "Okay, I don't want to join any issues with you. What we need from you is to pay your rent, or you look for alternative accommodation." So it requires you to use wisdom to get rent from tenants, particularly when they are aggrieved. And also, landlords also, they have some landlords also have some little faults too, particularly when it comes to renovating the house.
Thank you so much, Mustafa Iwela. It has been a very enlightening time with you. We appreciate it. I hope you have us back when we come back another time. All right then. Have a great evening. The show has finally come to an end. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, join me same time next week for your weekly guide in the real estate market. For advertisements and inquiries, call the number 090-2023-2719 or call the number 081-8653-3938. Don't forget, the conversation continues on all our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google Plus at Property First Show. I'm Lyali Oyatogun. Bye-bye.